Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast.
On the show, I interviewed Melinda. We talk about what it's like to be an actress in Paris and about her new show, Mommy's Dead, Long Live Mommy. Please enjoy the show. So welcome to the show, Melinda. How are you today?
I am great. I've been so excited for this. Months and months coming down the line here, finally doing it.
Yeah, you just had to build up the confidence, and the time because I know you're a busy woman.
Practiced every day.
And how long have you been in Paris now?
About 800 years, give or take. I moved here, it would have been 2007, 6, 7? God, you're doing great when you can't remember. It's been a very long time. Yeah. I'm always living around the 18th. Been very lucky that way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan too. We just recently found out that we're neighbors, and I mean, I love climbing our little hill every day. And
our little hill. It felt way more than little when I was pregnant, let me tell you. It felt like a magnet was pulling me backwards, and you wouldn't have even been able to see anything, but it was early days, but I knew. And every day felt a little harder to get up that hill. So sometimes I think of that.
Yeah, you were carrying another person. I mean, of course it felt hard.
You might not have been able to see them if you'd been able to put them in your hand. It would have been that minuscule, but oh my God, you can feel it like nothing else. And no one can tell you the way it feels when you're experiencing it. You're just like, oh, this is cuckoo bananas.
I always tell people that once I'm up back on my little stoop on my hill, I'm like, I'm not coming back down. Like, you can me, but once I'm up the hill again, it's hard to get back down for the day. But let's go back to the beginning. Why did you move to Paris? What brought you here originally?
Well, I'm originally from Canada, and from there I lived in London for a little while. So I was in the UK for about a year and a half, and there was no fixed end point. It just ended up being that long. I mean, it could have been, I had a question mark for the end date. And then coming here was due to my husband's job at the time. And because of the proximity with London, we were able to explore while we were living there and the Eurostar. And so I realized how much I really loved it and felt a connection, which I hadn't expected. So when there was an opportunity for him to work here, we took it. And I cannot believe all these millions of moons later, still here.
Yeah.
Again, like with London, didn't have a fixed endpoint, but oh my God, clearly, right?
Well, time flies when you're having fun, right? I think nobody expects to be here as long as they are. I think we're all like, oh, we'll be here for a year or two. And then 10, 15 years later, you're like, whoa, where did time go?
I mean, the changes that you can see and you realize, that's not just, perspective and things feel different just because time has passed, right? And you kind of get used to your ways. No, I've been here long enough that I can see a real change from how things used to be versus how they are now. And that's kind of, nutso.
That's a strange feeling. Yes. Well, so you followed your husband's career, but you have a fantastic career of your own as an actress, a writer. And tell us more about that. What started that in your life? How long have you been performing?
Well, it's sort of a mixed bag. I'm one sense very lucky because regardless of where I am, I make my own work and it's about who you know and all those cliches. So you're starting from zero each time, which is very difficult when it's not your job that you're moving to and people are expecting you to show up somewhere and to be there and you have that sort of built-in community. Starting from zero is very, very hard. And I guess I knew it at the time, but looking back and speaking with other people, you really can reflect. Again, the benefit of time, right? Think, oh God, that really was massive. And then I did it again to come here with a language barrier, no less, because not all Canadians speak French. I think I knew, the color red and, reading the side of the apple juice carton because they're in English and French in Canada. I didn't really have any French that I was coming in with. So, being able to do my own thing is helpful, but at the same time, no one's expecting you to show up anywhere. No one knows you're there. So you're really creating it all the time, which is exciting and also can be draining. It just depends the normal ups and downs, right? So I was in various productions in Canada. I wrote and performed my own show there. And then again for a company, a festival in London, I did the same show again. I was very lucky with that. And then coming here, it was, and of course we're speeding through. This was days, months, weeks, years of what am I going to do? Performing my own work again. I did a mini musical with some other people that I had written and about motherhood. So it's a really continuing through line with what we're going to talk about this show today. The whole motherhood thing cropping up because it's such a major part of your life when you're going through it. And there's so many different stages. So that was something I'd done as well. I most recently, a couple summers ago, I was part of a nearly all-female production of Romeo and Juliet with Signet Theatre. So that was exciting. And again, it had a very maternal feel for me because instead of being, Juliet's father who kind of makes all the shenanigans ensue by moving up dates and telling everyone they're going to do this, it was Juliet's mother. There were two Capulet mothers. And so to be in that role of, making the decisions and telling everyone what's what, but as a maternal figure who's actually trying to protect your daughter from the craziness that's going on and everyone killing each other in the context of this play, it made it much different. And I felt so much more connected to it. It was telling a different story, right? In that sense. And so that was at the Arène de Montmartre. So again, performing in the neighborhood, not far from you, I think. It was really exciting. So between my own work and then the work of others, but bringing a different perspective and something different to the production, between those two things, whether it's personal or just bringing a piece of myself to someone else's work, it's been a lot of different experiences.
Yeah, and it sounds like there's the common theme of motherhood, and I just want to say we saw you in the all-female production of Romeo and Juliet, and you were fantastic. I mean, we love that show so much. I think we saw it twice actually.
Oh, fantastic!
And you definitely is one of the main characters. So
you know what I mean then, where you're just it hits differently when it's women and it's mothers protecting their children and not just blowhards telling everyone what to do and when to do it. I felt a different connection, that's for sure. I'm so glad that you saw it and enjoyed it.
Yeah, we loved it. We love going to that theater. The outdoor theater in Montmartre is amazing, guys. If you ever get the chance, go there. Only like summer, spring, and fall, obviously, because it's outside, but there's
concerts there. I've walked by years ago, not knowing what it was, in those first years of living here and just hearing beautiful music, hearing anything coming from it, going, well, what's all this about? So it's really exciting. It's a creative life that's a very Paris thing, a very Montmartre thing as well, that it is exciting.
All these crazy artists up here. Well, that brings us to our next question about your new show, Mommy's Dead, Long Live Mommy. So tell us about this new theatrical performance that you are involved in.
So right when I was working on my own show, actually, which I haven't really spoken about because it got put on pause, is what I'm trying to say eloquently, because I was involved in this other project. I was working on my own show, and a lot of it had to do with, I don't only write about motherhood, but I've plucked out the relevant themes for our conversation. I do write about other things. And so this had to do with mainly being in Paris. And then, of course, it's weaving through those stories with my own personal experiences. And of course, that's part of it. And then I met Coelle. And Coelle is this fantastic actress and presenter and writer. She's originally from India, and she is super well known there. I didn't know her at all. So it's very interesting to come together with somebody and then sort of learn about their experience and their history after the fact and go, oh, wow, you're someone I didn't realize had all this interesting experience behind her. So and she's lived in Paris for some years now. And she wrote this play about 4 different women who are mothers and all experiencing different um, crises and challenges at different points in their mothering story. So children of different ages who we don't see. They're there with us on the stage, in spirit. They're talked to, they're referred to, but it's just us. And because each mother is at a different point in her journey, it weaves together really well, where people are sort of on their own with their stories and then overlapping with common themes. It's really smart and really funny. And I would say that even if I wasn't part of it. And so meeting her was very fortuitous, just because she's great and an exciting person to know, and just on her own. But then when I found out she was working on this project, and I got involved with some of her readings, so as she was developing it, to hear literally out loud the voices. And I thought, okay, this is... You can't expect to be in something when it's those early stages, no expectations. But I thought, this is so great. And it was flowing so well with the part that I kept reading for. I thought, please, I really want to be a part of this. And so I'm really grateful. I'm really pleased with how it turned out, where obviously I was. And so we are 4 different mothers who purposely don't have given typical names, mother 1, 2, 3, and 4, because you kind of don't on this journey. You're known as somebody's mother. And so that's another very smart idea that she incorporated. So it weaves together monologues and then actual interactions between the mothers in a really compelling, visceral way. And you laugh and you recognize, and I always say you either can be a mother or have a mother. You'll relate to it no matter what, really, with those relationships.
And what was it like working on this with a group of women once again? Like, did you guys all kind of get to add a little bit of your own touches to the production, or what was that whole experience like?
It's been really interesting to see where art imitates life, imitates art, imitates life. Like, it's just a never-ending circular thing. Depending on ages of people's actual children or just experiences in, their own lives. And of course, Coelle can't know all this. So it's even more of a credit to her writing that not only character-wise and story-wise, it takes you along and you're just swept up in it, and it's so compelling, but also little touches that, she couldn't know about each of us that you might relate to and go, okay, well, she obviously got it. Right. So that's a very personal side to it, but it's the connections as a performer with the text and the story that are those hidden little gems that the audience may never know about, but that's part of what brings it to life, whether it's a connection you create as an actor or one that you just happen to relate to because of whatever's going on in your own life. So it's really great storytelling.
But I want to go back more to talk about what it's like to be an actress in Paris. I mean, you touched on that briefly about how difficult it was and how you have to make things happen for yourself, but I don't think you really know what that means. Talk a little bit about what's it like to be an actress in Paris? I'm sure many people think it's glamorous and they're dreaming of it, but what's the real deal?
Well, the real deal. Well, I've done a lot of different types of performing, and I think that's the real deal, because you're never just doing one thing. Whether it's in the context of performing and the different types, if you're emceeing or singing, I do that as well. I've been a part of different cabaret shows. So sometimes what you're putting out there as your experience is actually still within a certain sphere. And if you were to list everything you've done in every aspect, you just have all these different types of shows and work. Like I said, cabaret work, which isn't the same as a straight play, which isn't the same as a musical, which isn't the same as emceeing a show or presenting a song, or so it's really having your hand in everything. And that's just in the context of performing. And then many actors are writers as well. Like I said, I've developed my own shows and been in different comedy shows and done that. So it's finding what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, and then really diving in as much as you can, and with your own interests and with the people you meet along the way, and seeing what's out there. And you go back and forth, right? I mean, when I've been doing other types of work, then sometimes other things are sort of on pause, whether intentionally because I'm completely in control of my own life, or you just sort of realize that, like, well, obviously I couldn't do all of that at once. So now I'll go back to it. Because I'm a writer as well. So I've written, essays and articles. And I actually just today received the book of a collection of flash fiction that my work was accepted into. And so that's a completely different realm that has nothing to do with being on stage. But how great that something when I did have the time I was focusing on, gets accepted. These things take time. And then I got the book today, so I can see my little flash fiction piece in there. So things are happening at different times. And because of the nature of the work, sometimes it takes a while to see something come to fruition. And so you sort of reap the benefits of it while you're immersed in something else. So that's kind of fun.
Congratulations. That's super exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, I just got it. What is this? Oh, I know what this is. It's a nice surprise.
And so do you find that you find most of your work through just networking? Do you have an agent? Like, how does it work?
Because I was doing a different type of work for a while with the cabaret performing and everything, I feel like this is helping me maneuver my way back into the acting world. So in terms of agents and everything, I do hope this play will help with that side of things, because it is a business that you have to treat it that way. And I think it sort of depends on what your goals are and what else is going on in your life. I mean, I was doing a bit of traveling at one period, so I wasn't developing something in a more concrete way. And now I feel, okay, that's really what I'm diving into, looking at things more long term, which has always been a weakness of mine. You get sort of swept up in the excitement of things, and I want to do it right now. And that's not realistic, but sometimes kind of living in la la land and not really looking at it in a realistic way. So, yes, this is part of my trajectory into establishing that more, I don't want to say serious, but for lack of a better word, just a more maybe long-term and goal-oriented way of working, and not getting swept up with the next exciting thing as a way of life. You know what I mean? I want to get swept away, but not in terms of, oh, wait, I meant to be doing that. So it's sort of a maybe left brain, right brain thing. I don't know. I'm sure we could dive into the psychology of it for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think like that's just part of being a creative at your job, like a dreamer, but also we're human and we're impatient. So it's just like across the board, and especially when we're so passionate about the things we're doing, it's like, I want it now. Why is it not happening?
Well, it's that introvert extrovert thing too sometimes, I think, because it feels like, oh, all actors, me, look at me on stage at all times. And then it's part of that's true. And we've all met them. We've all met them. But there's also that feeling of, well, that's a certain, I think I said realm before, kind of, a headspace maybe is a better term, to be in, where of course you have that attention on you. That is sort of the point. But in your natural state is not like me, look at me. And you need that sort of quiet stepping back, kind of refilling the tank part of your life as well, So there's like a push-pull of, okay, I need to work towards something, but I'm not on all the time. That's exhausting for the person as well as everyone around them. You can't be on all the time. That won't work.
Recharge. And I think most people, especially when you're giving like literally your soul to the audience and, putting your all into it, it's like, I need to talk to nobody for like the next week and just kind of.
Yeah, which when you have a family, that is a huge challenge because it's your personal life. I take a step back and I reflect and do the, oh, really? Because this one needs this and that one needs that. And I can't find this. And, oh, I thought you did this homework. And it's, when do you get to step back? Which again is part of why I would enjoy seeing the show, even if I wasn't in it, because it's the humor, the stress and the humor of that, where you're like, what break?
Yeah.
What chance to pause and reflect and have a breath or two?
It's really,
it's It's not like it's all bad, but the idea that it's all good. And what I've always detested is that phrase, enjoy every moment. It's so nauseating. No one enjoys every moment of anything. You could be doing the most exciting, wonderful thing you've hoped for your whole life. You're not going to enjoy every moment because that's not realistic. That's not life. There's things that don't go your way. There's things that just aren't, you could be living in your dream house, but like not be thrilled that you have to do the dishes now. It doesn't mean, oh, I need to enjoy every moment. That's pressure that anyone's going to fail because that's not how things go. And so to use that phrase on someone with children, enjoy every moment, time flies so fast. It's just, okay, I know what you mean, but come on. There's that expression, what is it? The hours are long, but the days are short, or the days are long, but the years are short. This is what happens when you have children as well. My brain took a holiday and it didn't come back. It's one of those and it's really true because when they're little, especially, it feels like, 2 hours must have gone by with how long I've been doing this activity, like 2 minutes. But then, you look at them and go, wait, didn't I just take you to match my head? How are you not still that little? Yeah, so it flies and it's monotonous all at the same time. And I think that is the norm. Nothing is ever just one thing. And you can't guilt someone over feeling the negative parts sometimes more strongly than the positive parts. Then you're reading them stories in your lap and singing songs and it's bliss. That's not always bliss. So when it is, take it and run with it. But don't guilt someone for not feeling blissful every moment. It's bonkers.
Impossible. And moments help us enjoy the good times in any part of our lives. So we need both.
You got to acknowledge people where they're at. And, I'm focusing so much on the parenting part because of the nature of the show. And that's just, I think everyone's the perfect parent before they have children.
And how?
Really? I would never do this. Oh, wouldn't you? Okay. From the comfort of your quiet home with only yourself to worry about, I'll take some notes. Yeah, everyone knows better after. Oh God, I thought I was the perfect parent because there were no repercussions because there weren't any children yet.
And how has being a mother changed you in a creative way? Do you feel that you've changed as a creative from having children?
Yeah, I think, to talk about the drawbacks of time and energy, because now that's got to get spread around, and not just spread around logistically, but I mean, emotionally, these are people you care more about than just about anybody. So, there's an effect. And to have your heart open like that, I mean, it's indescribable no matter how children came into your life, there's such a part of you. And I've always got a part of me thinking about them and being concerned about them. I'm part of that as the, worried Jewish mother thing. And I don't think I can escape that and or change it at this point, even if I tried, but, it's part of that. But I think for anyone, it's that ongoing. I'll throw another one at you. And I wish I could attribute this quote properly. I don't know who originally said it. You are only as happy as your unhappiest child. And I find that extremely true because if there's an issue, I'm feeling it. It's not even my life. It's one of theirs, and it is my life. You're only as happy as your unhappiest child. And so that's how much their well-being affects you. And so I think having your heart and your emotions and just what you're in touch with open like that is going to affect you no matter who you are. And so if you're a creative person, I think that's going to just change how you connect to anything, especially other people and emotions, at least for me, right? I've always felt things deeply, and now it's sort of deeply to a different degree, I would say, maybe.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. And do you have advice?
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I have no advice.
Do you have advice for people that
Next question.
Looking to discover creative gifts? I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm not good at anything, or I don't know how to find what I'm passionate about. What would you say?
Oh, do I have, I said, no, I have no advice because I thought we were going to be talking about parenting. I thought you can stick that advice. You know where you can stick it. I'll offer support, but advice is, in terms of a creative life. Well, as part of what I've done with my burlesque and cabaret work, I've offered classes to people building confidence and learning some, basic burlesque moves and ways of moving your body. It's from the outside in, it's from the inside out. There's a nice combination between conversation and moving your body that just to feel a sense of power in a different way than a lot of people are used to, right? And I found it very fulfilling on my end. as well as the people taking the class. So it's been a really special experience all the way around. And with those confidence courses, I gotta say, I think trying something without, and this is not easy, without the pressure of expectations, which, I mean, I don't know if that's going against human nature. I'm not sure. But to attempt that, it doesn't mean, oh, I had an expectation after all and I feel I failed. Well, come on, you're human. It's like, don't think about it. Don't think about it, whatever it is, right? Well, you think about it. You didn't fail. It's just an exercise. You practice. And with this, I think to try something, you want to write a short story. You want to write a poem. You want to learn a way of moving your body, whether it's burlesque or a dance class, salsa dancing. I don't know. You want to get out some paints. I can't draw. I can only draw stick figures. No one asked. There's no only. I mean, to do something for the simple sake of enjoyment is not to be underestimated. It's huge. The idea, whenever my kids have said, oh, I'm not good at something, fill in the blank. We're not there yet. If you take out a piece of paper and some paints and you do, if someone's going to say, oh, it's the world's worst paint, come on. If you enjoyed getting in there and doing it, the result really, I'm not interested in someone's opinion about the result. And again, I say this simply, maybe it's a simple concept, but it's not easy. So I say this with love and understanding to anyone who's thinking, how do I do that? But the expectation of, and then and I do this myself. I write something and I want to know where it's going to go and who's going to publish it. And it's hard not to jump to the end. I get it. I wish I had that ability to so easily let go of that. But it's a challenge. It's a practice. But for anyone wanting to dive into something, who knows where it could go? It could be a long-term thing. Who knows what the results will be, in terms of the fruitful results, but what's fruitful, what's success. I think if you have a good time doing it, whatever that it is, you can't underestimate that. I mean, that's life-giving. You see where something goes next, but that's not where you start. You can't know where it goes when you didn't even try it yet. Or not just once. Once is a reflection of what? It's a reflection of once, where you were on that day. So try something multiple times and just letting go of, am I good at it or not? Well, according to who? According to who? The person who never tried? It's the perfect parent who doesn't have any children, right? That advice. It's the same idea. Oh, well, I don't really think that you, shush, I don't care. I don't want to hear from you. I want this person to really embrace something and have a good time. And there's laughter in the so-called mistakes and the joy and the letting go of that. That's powerful. You can take that into your workplace, into your private life with family or friends, just that feeling of you can make a go of it and, survive the outcome. It seems very dramatic and serious to say it that way, but you know how it is when you're fearful of trying something, even if you're alone in the room and you think, oh God, and it's just, to get over that or to work through that is incredible.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think it's just about, like you said, letting go, because we get so caught up in our own minds. And at the end of the day, people don't care about you really. So who cares? It's something really freeing. We're all so stuck on ourselves that it's like, just do whatever the heck you want.
Well, if they do, like I said,
fine.
if they have something to say about it, it's like, what is going on with you that you've got so much to say about this person trying something new? That's a reflection on the person, squawking away. And then I'm concerned about them. Like, why aren't you looking at yourself? You got a lot to say about this other person trying something new. There's a lot of fear. People don't realize they're holding up a sign. Here are my fears, because you got so much to say about someone else and how they're doing it. That's, telling me something about you that you don't realize you're saying, but you're saying it loud and clear. And I have sympathy. I don't make mistakes. I don't have a lot to say and sometimes go, But that's how I recognize it, right? You can see your own missteps in other people and go, okay. And that's where the compassion comes in. When I say, I don't want to hear from you, it's like, well, I also know what it's like to maybe have a feeling of insecurity and then realize, what am I doing? I need to look at me. I can't worry about them. It's a learned experience. So, yeah.
Well, I think that is a great note to end on. And guys go out and see Mommy's Dead, Long Live Mommy. It sounds very funny and relatable on many counts, even if you don't have children. Maybe you're thinking about having children. You can learn a lot from this production. And where can people connect with you online and see more of your work?
Well, My website is melindamayer.com. And, I'll have my next event.
Well, thank you so much, Melinda. And I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.